Issues on the table, Obamacare. Senator Tim Scott is with us. Senator, welcome back. Always good to see you, sir.
Thank you, Stuart, very much.
If you look across the board here, there's a flat-out case for repeal. Not just tinkering with this thing, repeal it. You going to do that?
I hope that we have the opportunity to do so. I certainly think we would have the votes in the Senate, and it would certainly be carried in the House for us to repeal Obamacare. Here's an opportunity for us to tell Mr. Gruber how smart the American people are and how smart the American people are, the people that were elected by the American people. Frankly, if we think about it, a wholesale repeal means another $800 billion going back in the pockets of small business owners, of everyday taxpayers, and returning to the free market a system that has produced the best health care delivery system in all of the world.
Senator, thank you very much. You're the first senator that we've interviewed when I asked, are you going to flat out repeal it, who says yes, and here's why. Thank you, Senator. That was a direct answer, and I've not gotten that answer before. Congratulations.
I haven't been here long enough. Thank you very much, Stuart. I think it's very important for us to look for ways to eliminate this monstrosity on the backs of American people. And frankly, if you want more of your neighbors going to work, let's get rid of Obamacare. Let's at least restore the 40-hour work week, eliminate the medical device tax. But if you repeal it wholesale, all that goes away. That's good news.
I love that smile, Senator. Now, you're on the Energy and Commerce Committee. There's a Keystone vote today in the Senate, you know that. Listen to what President Obama said about the pipeline in relation to Canada.
Understand what this project is. It is providing the ability of Canada to pump their oil, send it through our land down to the Gulf, where it will be sold everywhere else.
Senator, you heard the President. I thought that was something of a sleight of hand to Canada at the very least. And secondly, we've got Mary Landrieu. Senator Landrieu says she does have the 60 votes to advance the pipeline in the Senate. Any comment on both issues?
Well, one, it certainly doesn't seem like the most appropriate comments towards our friends in Canada, number one. Number two, I would suggest that it looks like the most important job to create in America is a job for Senator Landrieu, because frankly, the 40,000 jobs that have been on the table that could be created through the Keystone pipeline were not important enough for us to move forward until there was an election. So from my perspective, we should focus on the American people and not politicians when it comes to the Keystone pipeline. Frankly, moving 830,000 barrels of oil through the country that creates 40,000 jobs is something that is very positive. The President could also start signing some leases and allowing for more jobs to be created in the energy sector, where we could see another 1.6 million jobs created if we were just to have some cooperation from the administration.
There are reports that President Obama is going to sign that executive order very soon that would give amnesty to 5 million illegal immigrants. The one thing he said that would be a threat to African Americans. Now, for a moment, sir, would you just listen to what he said in his book in 2006? I'm going to quote directly. There's no denying that many blacks share the same anxieties as many whites about the wave of illegal immigration flooding our southern border. Not all these fears are irrational. That was the president in his book 2006. Very different from what he's saying now. How do we explain this difference?
Well, there's one thing that we know for sure, that polarization in American politics is a sport, unfortunately. It plays to the lowest common denominator of fear. The fact is that the President said, more importantly, on March the 28th of 2011, that he could not act unilaterally on deportations. He does not have the ability to use executive action to stop deportations. Those were his words. I would love for the President to listen to the President and move in the same direction. Ultimately, I think we're going to have a three-pronged approach to solving the problems on our borders. We need to have more people. We need to have more surveillance through technology, and we need to have more fencing. We have to fix the problem on our borders. If you look at the results of 2014, we see that 2 out of the 3 folks crossing the border are not coming from Mexico. This is a broader issue, and one that should be seen through the prism of national security.
Senator Tim Scott, Republican, South Carolina, thank you very much for joining us, sir. We appreciate it. Thank you.
It's good to be back. Thank you, Stuart.
Yes, sir.